The biker stood in front of the truck's shattered grille, staring up at the stunned driver. "You hit me 2 nights ago," he said, voice calm but eyes burning. The truck driver, Hank, blinked hard. His hands shook. "Son, I've never seen you before in my life." The biker stepped forward, pointing at a dent in the front bumper. "This dent, it's from my bike. But I was halfway across the state 2 nights ago," Hank whispered. The biker just smiled. "No, sir. You were right here. At mile marker 61. And you left me for dead." Chapter 1: The Long Haul. Hank Riggins had been driving long-haul trucks for nearly 15 years. He liked the quiet, the road, the distance. He didn't have a wife anymore, and his daughter barely called. He said the things he loved most were diesel, sunrise, and his thermos full of burnt coffee. He wasn't a bad man, just a tired one. That Thursday evening, he was heading westbound through southern Wyoming, hauling lumber to Salt Lake. It was dark, cold, and the wind howled across the highway like a wounded animal. He passed mile marker 61 around 11:30 p.m., making a mental note of the empty road and the eerie stretch of broken fencing along the right shoulder. Nothing unusual. But just 10 miles later, something strange happened. His right headlight flickered. Then the radio cut out. And when he glanced at his rearview mirror, he saw a motorcycle tailing him. Black. No headlights. Chapter 2: The Shadow Rider. The bike followed him for miles. Too close. Too silent. It wasn't even swerving with the wind. It just stayed there. A shadow, steady and straight. Hank tried speeding up. Nothing. The bike matched him. He tapped his brakes once, a warning. The bike backed off. For a moment. Then came closer again. "All right, buddy," Hank muttered. "You wanna play games, go ride somewhere else." But when he looked again, the bike was gone. Vanished. He leaned forward, squinting. There was no exit. No ditch. No pull-off. Just miles of empty road. Chapter 3: Coffee and a Stranger. At dawn, Hank pulled into a diner off 80. Cold wind slapped his face as he stepped down. He needed coffee and a bathroom more than anything. Inside, the place was quiet. A waitress smiled and poured him black coffee without asking. He was a regular. He sat at the counter, rubbing his temples. Then someone sat beside him. A young man, maybe late 20s, in a leather jacket, helmet in hand. He looked familiar, but Hank couldn't place him. "You all right?" the biker asked, sipping his own coffee. "Yeah," Hank said. "Just tired." The biker stared ahead. "You passed mile marker 61 last night." Hank stiffened. "Yeah." "Why?" The biker didn't look at him. "That's where it happened." Hank frowned. "Where what happened?" "My accident. A truck hit me there. Big red rig. Same make as yours. Driver never stopped." Hank's throat dried up. "What time?" 11:30, the biker said. Same time Hank passed the marker. Chapter 4: The Missing Report. Hank left the diner shaken. He walked back to his rig and circled around the front bumper. His right headlight was cracked. The grille had a shallow dent. He hadn't noticed that before. His heart thumped in his chest. "No. I didn't hit anything," he whispered. But he drove to the nearest state patrol office anyway. He needed clarity. The officer on duty raised an eyebrow. "Bike accident. At 61. Night before last." Nah, nothing came through. No report at all. Hank asked. The officer checked the log again. Clean. No calls, no wrecks, no cleanup. "But I saw the guy," he said. The officer waved him off. "People make stuff up all the time. You sure you're not just tired?" Chapter 5: Night 2. That night, Hank drove west again. He passed the same marker. Slowed down. Nothing. But 20 minutes later, the radio cut out again. He glanced back. The bike was there. This time closer. Headlight off. Rider still a stone. Not again, Hank muttered. He reached for his phone, no signal. He took the next off-ramp into a gas station. Jumped out. Turned to confront the biker. But there was no one behind him. No bike. No noise. Just dust in the air. Chapter 6, The Dash Cam. Back at the depot the next morning, Hank remembered something. The dash cam. He raced to his company garage and plugged the footage into the office monitor. At 11:30 p.m., he saw the highway. Mile marker 61. Wind blowing. And then, a flash. Headlights caught a small figure, a man on a bike. In the next second, the bike swerved and the truck bumped hard on the right side. There it was. A hit. The timestamp, 11:30 p.m. The footage stopped. Hank staggered back. No. Chapter 7, The Hospital Visit. He took the footage to the state police. They checked again. No record of a crash, the officer said. But we'll look into it. But Hank couldn't wait. He printed a still from the video, the biker's face. Captured in a second of frozen light. Then he started asking around. Hospitals. Clinics. Morgues. No one had admitted a biker with crash injuries that week. Finally, a nurse at a private rehab center 2 counties. West looked at the photo and nodded slowly. He was here. 2 years ago. Hank blinked. 2 years. Yes. Motorcycle crash. Severe injuries. Said a truck ran him off the road. Never caught the driver. What happened to him? The nurse hesitated. He disappeared. Chapter 8, Ghost or Guilt. Hank drove back to mile marker 61. He parked the rig. Walked up to the old fence line. He found a broken reflector, a piece of chain, and something else. A wallet. Leather. Worn. Inside was a license. Aaron Fields. Age 29. Same guy. Same face from the photo. And inside the wallet, tucked in the sleeve. I forgive you. But you need to remember. Hank dropped to his knees. The guilt hit like thunder. Was Aaron dead? Was he alive? Or was something else riding those roads, a memory so strong it took form? Chapter 9, Confession. Hank went home that night and wrote everything down. The route. The time. The accident. He mailed it to the Wyoming State Patrol and included the dash cam copy. He left a note. 2 years ago, I made a mistake. I didn't stop. I was tired and I didn't even feel the hit. I lied to myself. But the road remembered. He remembered. I don't know if he's a ghost or just what guilt looks like. But I'm ready to make it right. Then he turned in his keys. He never drove again. Epilogue, The Biker at Dawn. 2 months later, another trucker passed mile marker 61 at dawn. He saw something strange. A biker, helmet on, headlight flashing, riding in the right lane at steady speed. The trucker honked to pass, but the biker slowed down and waved. The trucker nodded. Then blinked. The road ahead was empty. The biker was gone.